So let me get the slides up for us. We'll go over the warm-up. Yeah, I'm gonna mute everybody now as well, just to make sure that the sound's pretty good. All right. So let me start off here at our announcements for those that are gonna watch this later today. This is the last week to order I Support Element Fitness shirts. So if you guys are interested in those, you need to go to the elementfitnessal.com and click online store. We have a site there that you can order the shirts. And then Monday, Tuesday, today's Wednesday, 7 a.m. we had Brew Crew with Chris this morning. Kids class was at 10 a.m. And then Cooking with Gloria is tonight at 6:30. We've already talked about those tacos. They're awesome. There's a recipe list on the community Facebook page. So if you need to reference that, go to that and get your stuff so that you can cook tonight with us. The last open workout is now. Thursday, women's Bible studies at 10 a.m. Open scores must be submitted. Trivia with Brandon is at 7:30 tomorrow night. Let me move this thing out of the way so that I can see Friday. And then that's the last day to pre-order shirts is Friday. We've had, this is not necessarily on here, but I'm just going to shoot it at you guys. We've had Monday the 4th, May the 4th is our hopeful reopening day. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully that is what we get to do, but plans may change. You know, we were pretty positive. I don't know if positive is the right word, but we were thinking that was definitely going to be the day. We were pretty sure that was going to be the day, but in the last 24 hours, there's been some things said by those higher ups, like the governor, that may not be what happens, but we're hoping for that. And so just be on standby with that stuff, and we'll get you. Obviously, you guys will know what's going on. So our next slide, our warm up today, pretty basic warm up. We're going to move into some unilateral stuff, cross-body single arm deadlifts. We're going to be reaching across our body. I'm going to demo that for you, make sure that everybody's on the same page with that. That is a single dumbbell movement, so 5 right and 5 left. 20-second 20-second arm extended plank. Make sure you're active in your shoulders, driving away from the floor. So spreading your scaps as far away as you can and hollow body. Pull your rib cage down and stay tucked. Don't be overextended, arching your back. 6 box step ups, that's just alternating, so 3 on each side, and then 10 air squats. If you want to be progressive with these movements, you absolutely can. So maybe the first 2 rounds you do 5 right, 5 left, cross body single arm deadlifts, and then the third round you do the actual RX movement, which is dual dumbbell deadlifts. And then on the arm extended plank, you know, by the third round, maybe you do 10 to 15 sit-ups. Box step ups, they are what they are. And then on the final round, if you want to add in a single arm dumbbell thruster, maybe 3 or 4 on each side, then you can do that. So progress towards what the workout's going to be. But this is the simplest version of that. After that, we'll then get into the workout, and I'll go back and demo these movements for us as far as the cross-body deadlift goes. Trying to move this thing out of the way. It won't let me do it. There we go. All right, so here's our workout. 50 dual dumbbell deadlifts. So we got 2 dumbbells, 50 ab mat sit-ups, 50 box step-ups, 24-20, and then 50 single arm dumbbell thrusters. You break them up, however. On the dumbbell deadlifts, you are holding the dumbbells, you know, in each hand. There is really no twist or turns to that. Okay, dual dumbbell deadlift, dumbbells touch the ground. You get full extension at the top. Make sure your hips get extended and make sure your knees get extended at the top of the rep. As far as the scaling option goes for that, there really is no RX scaling option. It just says scale the weight to something that you feel is appropriate to you. So there was no like scaled as 35 pounds for the guys and 20 pounds for the women, though that would probably be a good option. So there you go. There's your scaled option. But there was nothing from CrossFit that was like I said, an RX scaled version for the weight. Now the ab mat sit-ups, the kicker here is that you cannot reach your arms over your head and throw them, okay? Your arms stay extended and your feet have to be touching. I'm gonna demo these, give you guys a visual as soon as we get finished going through it. Your feet have to be touching. Knees are splayed out to the side. And you go back, your shoulders touch the floor, and then you come up until, the way I understand it, I'm pretty sure that it said that your hands touch your feet. Or excuse me, your torso is perpendicular to the floor, sorry. So that is a full rep. So ab mat fills the gap, start with feet together and shoulders on the ground to pull the torso to seated with as little momentum as possible. Complete when seated with shoulders over the hips. There you go. Shoulders over the hips. We'll look at that. That's a torso's perpendicular to the floor thing. You're straight up, you're vertical. So the only kicker there is that that's standard for us anyway. The only thing is that you can't bring your arms over your head and throw them. The box step ups, alternating through those, as far as that goes, they don't give, alternating legs is not required. Alternating legs is not required. So however you want to go about that. Both feet do have to start from the floor. Obviously, you can't leave one foot on the box and continue to step up while your right foot stays on the box and you continue to drop one foot and stand up. Both feet start from the ground for each rep, but which foot you step up with is up to you. Single arm dumbbell thrusters, rep is complete with extension at the top. You have one dumbbell, you do as many as you want with that side, full extension at the top as you press out. Make sure you lock out overhead and make sure you get good squat depth on the thruster. And that is all of the movements for us. So to get to, this thing's going crazy. All right, so the warm up, crossbody single arm dumbbell deadlifts. So we're here, you're just gonna be reaching across your body. So the dumbbell is gonna actually touch. If you got the dumbbell in your right hand, the dumbbell is gonna actually touch on the outside of your left foot. Okay, so it's you're adding rotation. You're adding rotation into the lift. So you're here and you're reaching down. Can you see my feet? Mm-hmm. You're adding rotation into the lift. So I'm here and then I come up and stand tall at the top. So I'm down. I reach out to the side. If that feels like too much of a stretch, just touch the outside head of the dumbbell on that side. Not this one, but this one. So that would look like this. I'm here, and just a little bit of rotation, just like that. I'm here, and I reach down and up. I'll do 5. I'll switch hands. Then I'm here, stand up. So that's a big reach right there. Don't stand with your feet far apart on this. Okay, your feet are fairly close together on that. After that, arm extended plank. You guys are familiar with that, top of the push-up position. 6 box step-ups, 10 air squats. So let's get to the movements real quick right here. So the only thing that I feel like we really need to touch on is going to be the ab mat sit-up. As far as the dumbbells go for the deadlift, there is no discrepancy. Hang on. Oh, this is one thing I meant to look at. As to, do both dumbbell heads have to touch the ground or just one? Is it both, Casey? I see you shaking. Both? So
it's both. It says they both heads have to touch the ground. Excuse me, sorry. Not one head of each dumbbell has to touch the ground.
Okay, so got it. So you can angle your dumbbells down. The visual here is one that you have, but in the open, normally when we've done like dumbbell power cleans, both heads have to touch the ground of each dumbbell. So I was wondering about that too, Casey. I wasn't sure which one, but it is saying that one head of each dumbbell touches the ground. So you can angle them. You can angle your dumbbell. You can hold your dumbbells. You can angle them down like this. and touch, okay? That's fine to do. Just one head of each dumbbell. So I would definitely recommend that. That kind of gets your range of motion a little bit higher versus having to go so low to hit both heads of each dumbbell at the same time.
Drew, so if we just have one dumbbell, what can we do?
I would just hold it in the middle of your body and do like almost like a sumo deadlift, man. Like you would, I would just, hold here or hold it like, shoot. Like this.
Thank you. Okay. Gotcha.
That would be probably I think that would probably be the best option, man, for what you're presented with.
Gotcha.
Ab mat sit-ups. So what they have suggested for your ab mat is that you have folded a towel. And what that's going to do is fill that lumbar space. But what you have to do now is, so we're here, so our feet are like this, and our arms have to stay here. So I can't come back overhead and throw up. It's got to be this. So it's got to be like that. Your arms have to stay in front of you like that. Nice. That is the kicker, and that's definitely going to make those hard. Definitely going to make those hard. You'll feel the sit-ups a lot more because of that standard. The box step-ups, I think we do those plenty, and I think you guys are squared up. Single arm dumbbell thruster. Make sure that when you clean the weight, you come down, full extension overhead. So you snatch it up to the shoulder, and then from here, drive straight overhead. Any questions about it, guys? We all good? Awesome. All right, guys, let me get the warm-up back up here for us. We'll move through that. And we'll get started. So here's our warm-up. Like we said, you can be progressive with it. Do your first round as written and probably your second round as well. The third round, if you want to make it very specific to what we're doing, like maybe not necessarily 10 dual dumbbell deadlifts, but five or so dual dumbbell deadlifts into 5 to 10 ab mat sit-ups at that standard, into 5 or 6 box step-ups, into 4 right, 4 left single arm dumbbell thrusters. So as soon as you guys are ready, you can get started.
Hey, Drew. What
Yes.
is, when thinking about the thrusters at the end,
Right.
what is the safest way to switch without bringing the dumbbell all the way back down to the ground in between sets?
Probably to the hip. Probably bringing it to your hip. Can you see me right here? All right. So let's just say I just finished a rep right here. I'd probably go like
Okay.
this.
Okay.
See how I switch sides right there?
Almost like a hang in the middle.
Yeah, just switch hands, hang clean, and then you can use your other hand to help you back up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I just
Okay.
press, I'm here, use my other hand on there, switch it up.
Okay.
That's probably what I would say would be the best way to do it.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Unmute. I don't know. I left it unmuted. I think it'll be okay. All right, guys, how we looking? Everybody finished with the warm up?
I forgot how much I don't like 50-pound single arm thrusters. Those are fun. A lot of fun.
Punch, man. There's no doubt. It could be worse. It could be two. They could have said, since we're using two on the deadlift, we'll use two on the thrusters as well. That would be super challenging. That would be definitely a different workout. But you are absolutely right. Those box step ups are deceptive too, in that because they're unweighted, you're probably going to go try to blaze through them, go fast through them, or go faster obviously than you would with the box if you had to hold a dumbbell, which is how you should approach those. I mean, you should move through those fairly quickly, but at the same time, you have to keep in mind that the hardest part of this workout is the last movement. That's going to be the most taxing. So, but if you want to do well, you can't be too slow getting there, but you just want to spread yourself out. You definitely don't want to get to a point to where you feel like you are, beyond yourself by the time you get to the single arm dumbbell thrusters. That needs to happen within that set.
What are some example times that you could put out there? Wait, what would you expect to?
I'd say shoot for let's say like I've seen some really fast times that are, I'm gonna say shoot for like 8 to 10 minutes. Let's just let's shoot for that. I think that'd be a good goal, like that 8 to 10 minute range, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys, are we ready?
So basically, don't miss the time cap.
20 minutes is the
That's
time
what
cap. Yeah, 20 minutes is the time cap. I think that's very generous. I think that's very generous. I think that's going to allow a lot of people to finish, which was, their goal. All right, guys, let's do it. Everybody ready? We'll say 20 seconds from this point. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. Good job, guys. Good job. Big fast pace right here. Get through them big sets. Awesome job, guys. Looking strong. Let's go. We're coming up on the 2-minute mark. Good job, guys. 3 minutes in. Good job, guys. Just over 5 minutes. 6 minutes in. Just over 7 minutes. That boy, Casey, good job, buddy. Eight oh nine. Nine minutes in. Coming up on 10 minutes, guys. We're at 9 minutes and 50 seconds. Ten 45. Looking good, guys. Looking good. I think everybody's back to where we at, bro. Here we go, Josh. Almost there, buddy. Josh done? Awesome. All right, guys, let's talk about it. If you got music on, if you don't mind muting it or turning it down so that we don't get this video knocked for copyright stuff. That has happened before. So what'd you guys think?
It was good.
It was good. It was a
Of course,
great,
I was doing like
great workout.
I had one dumbbell to deal with.
Yeah, ain't no doubt.
For my deadlifts, I used one kettlebell and one dumbbell, and one was 35 and one was 30. It's fine.
That's perfect. That's very creative. Good adjustment. How was the difference in like touching the floor? Was it bad, like in the length of the kettlebell versus the length of the dumbbell? Because you get it to where it timed out pretty good.
No, I like tilted the dumbbell down so it matched it, and
that's perfect.
I didn't even feel the difference in the weight, but
Yeah,
maybe that's something
awesome.
we work on later.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, like unbalanced deadlifts
It's fine.
and odd objects. Unbalanced and odd object. That's good. Josh, you good, bro? It's a grind, man. Y'all did an awesome job. Sam, I can't see Sam. Why can't I see Sam? There he is. Good job, buddy. Almost hit that 10-minute mark, man. I tried to challenge you with something. That was good.
Dude, the sit-ups took me too long. My towel kept getting like wedged up on my back. I had to like adjust over and over and over again. And I was like, damn.
Yeah. What about that sit-up standard? That was a lot harder, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I liked it better.
You liked it better.
I liked it.
Cool. Awesome. Well, maybe it's just
That's a no from me.
Start doing that. I mean, at the gym, we're trying. It's not necessarily like if you're in a competition and they allow you to throw your hands, then you probably want to throw your hands because it's going to be less fatiguing. But like in the gym, when you come in, you're trying to maximize the return for your time spent there, and that's definitely going to isolate your core more. It's definitely going to give you more return for each sit-up rather than throwing your arms each time, which is going to allow you to do more work potentially, but you will also get more strength gains out of using less momentum from your arms when you're trying to do core work. So in the gym, maybe that's what we should be doing.
Yeah, I liked it better, but
Good.
Today was the first time I've used 35-pound dumbbells since before the gym closed. So
nice.
I've been using 55, so.
Yeah, not too bad though, or?
No, the thrusters were terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I almost beat the 10-minute cap, almost. I missed it by 2 seconds.
Yeah, there's very rarely ever going to be a workout where, I don't care. You can just about use this 100% of the time. There's very rarely going to be a workout, if ever, where thrusters are in it, and that's not the worst part. That's not the hardest part. Like that movement is just it creates such a response. It doesn't matter what version of it that you do, really. It's going to be the part that gets the most out of you. You guys did an awesome job, though. What's up, Nikki?
My grip got a little tricky in the last set, like the last 10 deadlifts.
Did it?
Because going unbroken, that was a lot of unbroken dumbbell movements for me, especially with the hanging below my body. And so the grip got a little weird, but not terrible.
y'all got one broken on the deadlifts?
Yeah.
Golly.
I was picking those things back up.
That's awesome.
Dude, I hit 20 and I was like, yeah, no, that's a no for me.
Fair.
That's all
That's
right.
how I felt about the thrusters.
I think each one of my step ups was about 3 seconds each foot. So
It's one of those things like you don't really know sometimes. Sometimes you may know how you want to approach something. Like you may see this workout and you're like, yeah, I'm going unbroken on the 50s. And then sometimes you just leave it up to, I'm just going to see how I feel in the middle of the set. And that's how you got to approach it. And that's the way to do it. Like if you get halfway through it and you commit to something, it's like I'm going unbroken, and you get halfway through it and you're like, that's a bad idea, and you still do it. Sometimes that's going to make you, you're going to pay the rest of the workout. So the decision to break it, Sam, was, that was, if you were feeling that, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I was like, this is not me today.
No worries.
I kind of get motivated. You know what? I'm not having to come back to these, so I can get done with it.
And that's one way to think about it. You do get a break, so to speak.
Yeah.
From at least posterior chain tension in the sit-ups. Now, that's not to say that they're easy by any means, but they're a different muscle group, a different stuff going on there. So you can push hard on the deadlifts knowing that on the sit-ups, you're not reusing those muscles at that time. Aerobically, you may pay for it a little bit and you're breathing in the sit-ups, but for the most part, that is a good way to think about it. Approaching the deadlifts is, with the next movement in mind, that you're not going to be, using the same muscle groups.
Sure.
You guys did a great job. Let's do some mobility work that Jimmy wrote up for us. So we're going to do the super squat stretch. That's when we're in that deep lunge position and rotating over to the, we have our foot turned up. So we're going to move through that. Let me make sure you guys see.
It's the super low.
All right, guys. So the first one that we're going to be doing is going to be this deep lunge position. And we'll be here for about 30 seconds. Starting. All right, guys, now what we're going to do is you're just going to bring this hand over and get into the center of your foot. So now I'm just kind of straddling. I'm going to kind of split the difference between my foot. So I was here, now I'm going to come over to here. Push that knee out. If you need to pin that foot down to keep it from rotating over, you can. And then our final spot, we're going to turn this foot here. And you have the arch of your foot, it's going to be like just underneath our belly button. That's where we need to be. If you have any kind of like pinching sensation in your hip or anything like that, you can go ahead and lay that leg over into a pigeon pose if that feels better to you. All right, let's go to the other side. Rotate over. All right, let the foot roll over now.
Oh yeah, the train.
All right, guys, come out of that. Now what we're gonna do, and this will be a good one after all the double unders that we've been doing and running. Get some plan work. If you have your dumbbell, you take your shoe off, sit down on your box. You're just gonna iron out the bottom of your foot with the handle of your dumbbell. So instead of using the ball like we have before, you're just gonna have your dumbbell, your foot, get down, and you're just gonna be mashing your foot like that. You just kind of run it. It should feel good. You're not wanting to do it to the point to where it's painful. So you're just iron out the bottom of your foot.
Oh. I was like, it's not working.
Because then you're like, I keep pushing it away.
Oh, that might have been the best thing ever. You roll it.
Yeah.
Holy bananas.
It's called a smash.
Oh, it felt so good. Ooh, that one hurts a little.
About 30 more seconds on this one. Guys, let's switch to the other one. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, guys. You guys did an awesome job today.
Appreciate you, Drew.
Stop.
Thank you, Drew.
Thank you, Drew.
Uh-oh. Drew went in the freeze frame.
Drew's internet's gone. All right, have a good one, you guys.
You too.
Brother. You guys did awesome. You don't come to, hope you guys, you have, make sure you do. Yeah.